Assalamualaikum and good morning. We are from Group 16, Lex 2047, Poetry Society. So today we are going to have group discussion 5. Before we start, let's introduce ourselves first. So my name is Intern Sabrina binti Jamaluddin with metric number 198664.
My name is Nur Nabila binti Rashdan. My matrix number is 197662.
My name is Siti Nur Azlan binti Azlan and my matric number is 199261.
My name is Farah Rena Azhar binti Hazra. My metric number is 199163.
My name is Nur Suhada binti Abdul Bahar. Matrix number is 197461.
My name is Hamiza Shuhada binti Hamidun and my matric number is 197437.
So okay, from previous video, discussion 4, group 1 have recite their poem and then discuss the word choice. So today, now it is our turn, which is from group 2 to recite our poem and discuss on the word choice, which is on the global issue titled focus on child abuse. So group 2, are you guys ready to recite the poem?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with Hamiza first.
Thank you, Intan. So I'll be reciting my poem for the stanza 1. Crying have become my daily routine. Heart feel like it been stabbed with a knife. Isolation, I have spent such a long time. Loneliness, that's what I bear this whole life. So I repeat the poem. Crying have become my daily routine. Hurt feel like it been stabbed with a knife. Isolation, I have spent such a long time. Loneliness, that's what I bear this whole life.
So next is my part. My hurt had no healing, full of grace. You watched as I sat there bleeding. You are the source of my suffering, the object of my boiling rage. So I repeat, my hurt had no healing, full of grace. You watched as I sat there bleeding. You are the source of my suffering, the object of my boiling rage.
I will continue with the next stanza. I walked through the room of death, leaving the house and tried to adjust, hoping this happiness of freedom lasts. No one should remind me of my past. I repeat, I walked through the room of death, leaving the house and tried to adjust, hoping this happiness of freedom lasts. No one should remind me of my past.
So next is we have to discuss the word choice, the as implicit and explicit, and then we will start from stanza first.
So thank you, Intan. I would like to giving the meaning on the stanza 1. So firstly, I want we all to familiar with the child abuse. So the child abuse is when a parent or caregiver, whether through action that can cause injury, death, or emotional harm to the child. So there are many a form of child maltreatment, which is include neglection, physical abuse, sexual abuse, exploitation, and emotional abuse. So to giving the meaning of my part of the poem, which is stanza 1. And the first line is crying has become my daily routine. So I want to describe of how the child can feel trauma from the from getting abused by their parent, and then it's usually make them crying every night because of the trauma. And then the second line is heart feel like it been stabbed with a knife. So this is how the child usually feel. They feel a lot of pain emotionally and physically. So I describe it step with a knife to show how the how the child uh, have been killed. So the third line is isolation. I have spent such a long time. So this is uh, um, the child have gone through uh, this alone usually. So they don't understand. They don't really understand what is happening, whether this is right or wrong for getting such treatment from their parent. So they can only cry it out, thus leading them to cope this problem alone. So that isolation is what they feel. And then the last line is loneliness. That's what I built this whole life. So this child abuse, everyone from the outside, they cannot see what the child have gone through in the house. So thus thus they feel alone, and then this isolation result to the child feeling like they have no place to depend on. So this will cause serious mental health to the child. So I think that's all for me.
So for second stanza, let me explain the word choice. My heart had no healing, full of grace. So in this sentence, I want to describe the child's feelings, which is the child is in pain and no healing. So the child might might have a very tough life, and not just physically but mentally sick. Full of grace, and this means that the child might has a lot of injury on her body because her parents might threaten her. And grace means their skins might have full of scrap or scratch. So you wash, as I said there, bleeding. This sentence means their parents or family members just wash her alone, set with wounds everywhere at her body, but none of her parents are care and worry about the child. So the third sentence, you are the source of my suffering, the object of my boiling rage. This means that the child is pointing out the words to their parents or family members that cause her suffer. And then the object of my boiling rage means that her family has made her become um, emotional. She might face fear, guilt, self-blame, depressed, and trauma. So that's all from um, my part.
I would like to continue with the next stanza. For the first line, which is I walk through the room of death. In this line, I describe as the persona, which is the child, feel like want to fight for his life, for her life. So the persona took a big step by trying to leave her room. In my perspective of view, the room of death means where she being abused, she's being alone all this time. So the persona described the room is now considered worthless. So because it only remind her pain. So for the next line, leaving the house and try to adjust. And finally, the persona find her courage to escape from the house, and as the persona couldn't feel safe anymore um, among his family. And as you all know, leaving house, which you stay for years and you are being charged, is not easy for you. So as you need to start your full new life. There's in this stanza, the persona, which is this child, tried his best to adapt with a new environment, new place, a new lifestyle in other town. I do think that this child might find a place where he can stay, uh, such as such as uh, orphanage home, I think. So although it is difficult for her, the persona finds the comfort in her journey to find new life, as no one can control and abuse her anymore at this point. So for next line, which is hoping this happiness of freedom less, means that the persona feel much happier with her new life, but sometimes the bad memories of her being abused appear through his mind. Thus, the persona hope that the freedom she felt today will last forever in his new home. And for the last line, no one should remind me of my past. In this line, the persona trying her best to forget all the bad things happened to her, and as he lived his new life. And the persona felt like other people shouldn't ask her about uh, her history, her past, because it might trigger her anxiety, and the persona doesn't want to feel pain anymore. He she looks forward for her new life. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Farah. So next, what is group one's opinion on this poem?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, for me, I think Group 1 did a great job in writing about this poem. And I really like stanza 2, written by Intan. The third, um, third, what we call it, third phrases, you are the source of my suffering. So I really, as Intan mentioned before, you are the source of my suffering actually point to the parents, but I feel like this is not pointing out to just to the parents, but to like every people around that child, like we as an adult, as the people around them, as their neighbors, we are actually responsible to what happened to the children, because the children are actually the only group of people that cannot voice out their rights. They don't know what to do. not like adults. Like at least we are, if we are abused, we know what to do. We know what we can do. We can reach out to the authorities, but not the children. So I feel like not just the parents, but everyone around the children actually responsible. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Su.
For me, I really like the third stanza written by Yana. Because even though the child has been abused, at the end of the day, she has the courage to walk out from all the abuse that he or she faced during their past. So the glimmer of hope is really something that everyone that has been abused before should have the courage to pursue so that they can have a better life. And I think it is a very good thing at the end of the poem. It is really sent a great message to us. And can I correct a bit about in stanza one? I want to correct the pronunciation. You pronounce it as bear, not beer. Beer is alcoholic drink. So you pronounce it the same as you pronounce teddy bear. And second stanza, my heart is a little bit incorrect. It should be my heart because it is an adjective, or you can change it to verb like my hurting, or it is more correct in the sense my wound. But I think overall it is a very good poem. Good job, everyone. That's all.
Um,
Thank you, Azalia.
okay, from me, I like stanza one because the way you describe the way you describe um, the child feeling loneliness, the isolation. I think it's a good word, a good a good word choice since it's something like like most of the child what the abused child would feel like. So I think it's very direct, and yeah, I think it's direct and easy to understand. So um yeah, I like other stanza too, since you actually describe what the effect of abuse on the child, what the child will feel like, and then like the after effect of the child abuse when they grow up, what they will feel like, and how their life will look like. So I think yeah, I like this poem, so good job, group two.
Okay, thank you, Bella. I think that's all from us. Mm, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you,
Thank you.
everyone.